If your presentation looks anything like this, or maybe not that horrible, but if the only design you have in your presentation is thanks to the default themes in the software, you, my friend, have come to the right place. In this video, I'm gonna be giving you 7 tips or design elements or rules, whatever you might wanna call them, that you can use to change the look of your presentation very simply, very instantly. Let's get into it. Tip number 1, filter out the unimportant stuff. The slide, your presentation is just a visual aid. The slide should only have information that is very important for the audience, and that does not include huge paragraphs or lines. If you have too much text, the audience starts to read the slides and won't focus on what you might be saying. So, do your audience and yourself a favor and get rid of anything unimportant, and that includes headings. Headings, yes, that's point number 2. Get rid of those headings, also the bullet points. Headings are hardly ever the most important thing in your slide. Knowledge bomb here. Experts say that there should be no more than 6 elements on your slide. Increase the number of slides if you have to, but do not have more than 6 elements on one slide. And these elements include words, images, graphs, charts, anything. Just anything. Keep it clean. Just clean, neat and clean. Now I know what you're saying. Neha, come on, I can't just chop off a masterpiece of a code. Or what if there has to be a heading or more content? Well, then make it stand out. Increase its size or change its color or put some lines around it. Maybe even animate those lines. Yeah, look at this. I'll take this heading for example. A simple line like that and a different color changes the whole thing. And see this. Okay, the only thing that's annoying about this flying animation is that it comes all the way from the edges of the screen. But it's the way it is. So what we can do instead is hide the parts of the screen that where we don't want the animation to show. There. Look at this. Awesome. Let's move on. On Knowledge Mob here, the place that takes most of the viewer's attention is the top left quadrant. So make sure to keep your important elements in the top left quadrant. Tip number 4, no more black and white. Instead, try dark gray and white. Make your blacks little bit lighter. This works wonders on a black and white template. When you're going simple and minimalistic, this is like having a color in your presentation without even having a color. You know what I mean? Yeah, you will. Just go do it. Next, tip number 5, fonts. The font type you use says so much about your presentation. Do not use fancy fonts, it just turns off the mood suddenly. Not suddenly, instantly. Turns off the mood instantly. Choose fonts wisely. Make sure they resonate with the theme of your presentation. They resonate with what you're trying to say. So you can't go around with Comic Sans if you're trying to convince some investors to buy into your idea. Stick to 2 fonts, one for your headings and one for your subtitles. Tip number 6, add a color that pops out. Don't overdo it. Just a little hint, a color that is different yet in contrast with the overall theme of the presentation. Let me tell you a secret. Neon colors on black backgrounds look awesome. Don't know how to add a color? Search Google for the RGB code for that color, the color that you want, and fill those 3 values in the Shape Fills is More Fill Colors is Custom tab. You're welcome. Tip number 7, images. It goes without saying that you should be having images in your slide, more and more images, the more the merrier. Especially illustrative images, i.e., images that talk, not literally. Like they're depicting what you're trying to say. And if your images are going to be big, use good quality images. Okay, so once you've added your images, you just can't let them lie around here and there. Just play with it, modify its shape, change its color, and probably add some animations. I'll show you 3 different things you can do with images in 3 different contexts. If it's a person, animal, or a thing, I mean an image that doesn't need to have a background, just remove the background. If you're using PowerPoint 2010 or above, you have an option to remove the background here in this picture format tab. It's a bit tedious job. So instead, there's a website called remove.bg that can do the job for you. Just upload it, download it, change the image, and there you go. Perfect. I'll tweak the size a little bit. Also, you can consider changing the color. Like this one looks very boring, so I'll go with the blue. There. Awesome. Next, for the images along with which you need some content to display, like some points or anything, modify their shape. You can do it by either cropping them to shapes from the crop option in the format menu, or you can hide the parts that you don't want by adding shapes over them that match the color with the background. Or you can draw some custom shapes or to make a design like the one I'm doing here, and then group all of those objects and fill the object with the picture. Yeah, that can sometimes happen. Just go to its properties and stretch the image. There, that looks fine. Awesome. The third way you can use an image is as a background. Just add a semi-transparent shape over the image. Depending on the content, you can either add a semi-transparent solid color or go with a gradient fill, tweaking the transparency of the colors here and there. Just play with it. So, that's all for this one. I hope this helps you in some way. And if you like this video, make sure to check out my channel to discover more wonders that PowerPoint has to offer. Thank you and have a nice day.